All right. So now we are going to look about the what are the data types in R. There are many types of the data in R, like we have vectors, list, matrices, arrays, factors, and apart from that, we have the data frame, and then we have the data types of the logical type, numerical type, complex, character, and the raw. So let me write those data types here so that you can also know what are those data types. Let me bring it here. So the data types are like we have here these vectors, then we have list, then we have there the data frames, then we have arrays, we have matrices. Thereafter, we have also numeric data type, then we have a logical data type, and thereafter we have also complex, then we have the character data types, we have the raw data type, then we have the integer data type. All right. So these are the data types. Let's go ahead and see some of these data types in this lecture. And we will cover vectors, list, data frames, and arrays and matrices in the coming lesson. We are just going to see all these basic ones. All right. So the numeric data type are those data type which actually is kind of the double data type, or which stores the values. So in numeric data type, we have like, let's say if I say A is equal to 12, and then if I say there B is equal to 3.14159. So do you see there? You might think that this first one is integer, but it is not actually integer in R. And B is float, which is also known as here double. And if you select these and you run, you will be getting the values of A and B. All right. So let me see. I think we have not executed A. So there you get A and B, it is executed. Now we are going to see what is the data type of A and B. You might think that this is integer, but this is not integer. I bet you. This is going to be actually double. All right. And you can test it. Like, let's say if you say here, the class of A, it says that it is numeric, and the class of B, it says that this is also numeric. And if you type here the type of A, you will see there it's double, it's not integer. So by default in R, what happens when you write any numerical value, that is stored as double. And specifically, if you want to store any value as an integer, then you need to put there L sign. So let me say that, let me show you that. So if you want to use, let's say the 12 as an integer value, then you should use like this. And thereafter, if you say there is the type of A, then you will get that this one is going to be integer. And similarly, if you let me copy it from there, and I'm just going to put it here. And if you use here L and execute it, it says that there is warning, and it says that it contains a numerical value, but we want to use it as a integer value. So that's why it is using that it issues that warning, and it does not store this B as an integer, but it kept B as a double because we had provided their decimal value. So it has just ignored this type casting, this type casting from the variable. And the another variable type, we have the numerical variable. So we have, of course, the true, and there is the another one is, of course, the false. So these variable types are the true and the false. So these are the logical data type. And thereafter, we also have a complex data type. Let's say if I say there A is equal to 1 plus 2i, and if we run it, and if we check there the type of A, it says that this is going to be a complex one. And similarly, we can also get there a raw, the character type. All right. So the character type is like this. Let's say if I say here A is equal to car. All right. So, and if you check now the type of, sorry, then you have this type of A, and it says that we have this is as a character type. And finally, let's say if you want to store various type of data in a single string or in a single object, then you can also use their raw data type. All right. So in the raw data type, we have like this. Let's say we have here A is equal to, this is character to raw, and there I'm going to say that, all right, so this is KGP Talkie, and there you get A, and A is raw data type. And thereafter, if you check there at the type of A, this is going to be a raw data type. All right, so this type of the data is stored in its raw format, which is going to be a hexadecimal value. So it stores these characters as a hexadecimal value in the data. All right, so do you see there? Perhaps this one. All right. So if you look in the hexadecimal value, this capital K is known as a 4B, and the G is 47 is there, and all these things like this. All right. So these are going to be a hex values. All right. Perfect. So this is all about in this lesson. Thanks a lot for watching it. I'll see you next lesson.